everyone. Welcome to Inside Infinity episode number 24, recorded December 30th, 2013. I am Will, and we have a special guest with us tonight. He is playing the role of Jason in this evening's broadcast. Steve, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jason, and I'm here to do the broadcast tonight. How are you, Will?
I'm doing amazing. I don't know what kind of accent was that? Was that your Australian accent?
It was. I'm eating some Vegemite and looking out my window, and I see some kangaroos and some other animals that you don't have there in the States while I play Infinity on my other screen. Unfortunately, tonight I don't have my green screen working. My dingo ate it, so tonight I have to go in this other room. That started sounding like that fake JFK impression, the Bobby Kennedy. So
yes,
I'll get back to that later.
Yeah, that can be the second half of the show. You can do your fake JFK accent.
Okay, that works.
So the great part about it is like it's always an open season to give Jason a hard time in this show, right? I mean, that's like our favorite pastime, second only to playing Disney Infinity.
Pretty much.
I hope we don't have any other Australian listeners because you probably just offended them, and that we don't want. But Jason's fair game.
I think I offended anyone that takes doing impressions seriously, because that I just butchered. So anyone out there I just offended with my horrible impressions, I apologize.
Well, since Lloyd's not with us today, can you give us your best Canadian accent?
I can't. I did my one for the night. Will, don't ask too much of me. I'm ruining cultures here.
Oh, and you're spent.
Yep.
Awesome, buddy. Well, for everyone who's listening after the fact on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, make sure you check us out every Monday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. You can check us out at InsideDisneyInfinity.com/live, and you can chat with us. We have a few people in the chat room right now. How's it going, guys? We have Bill and Joe in there, and yeah, it's a great place to ask questions or interact with us. So feel free to reach out, and we will. You can be an internet star temporarily. Not to say that, Steve.
Yeah, and later on, Bill and Joe, if you have any requests, impression requests, go ahead and submit them, and Will forward them on to me.
Well, Bill did just say that he didn't know they had Seahawk fans in Australia. Is that or no Red Sox?
Red Sox fans, yeah.
Yeah.
They do. I represent Red Sox Nation, Australia, mate.
Oh man, this is gonna be a great show. I cannot wait.
Lots of material to go through.
So this is our first episode after Christmas. Did you have a good one?
I did, man. How about you?
It was awesome. Yeah, I had lots of video game playing in, a little bit of Disney Infinity time. What about yourself?
We did the same thing. I played a bunch. My daughter got all the remaining characters that she didn't have. What
was she missing?
She was missing the ones pretty much that came out Rapunzel and afterwards. So Rapunzel, the real Ralph. We had
What's the real Ralph?
Well, the real one with the thing, the actual figure. You're not the one that the circular.
Oh, gotcha.
That one. Yeah. Vanellope and who's the other one? Oh, the Lone Ranger and Jack Sparrow. The crystals.
Crystals. Nice.
Yeah. So that's what the other one was. So we were playing those, and and she got the whole. The second set, the book that had all of the different discs in it.
Nice, the Target Series 2 disc?
Yeah, so we got to try all of those, and I went through, and we've been going through and having fun with those. So that's it. Other than that, we didn't really do much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you had an Infinity Christmas.
We pretty much did. We had an uneventful Infinity Christmas.
With those new figures, which were her favorites?
Okay, now, new for you is you got Frozen, and you opened that over Christmas, right?
Yep.
Okay, so that is still her favorite, but of the new ones, and I have to agree with her, I am completely blown away with how cool they made Vanellope. I think that her glitchy power is great, her voiceover stuff and how cute they made her, I think she might be the best character in the entire game, I think.
Dude, that's hilarious you're saying that because I can't remember if you were on the show. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago. I wrote a review about Vanellope, and I just fell in love with this figure for some reason. I just, like you said, it captures her perfectly, and it's almost even, I said this about Ralph too, is they're two of the most, not realistic isn't the right word, but true to form as any of the characters I think are out there. Frozen are pretty similar as well, but I think they hit the nail on the head with Vanellope. not only in the physical figure, but then, like you said, the glitch it's my favorite ability in the game because it's just so spot on.
Absolutely. And you know, the thing with the Frozen one is every character in Infinity, all of them, they have an Infinity sort of twist to them. You take the actual animation and then you put like an Infinity filter on it. They get a little more angular, a little more modern looking, and that's cool. It works for the game. And the thing that I think that's interesting is the Wreck-It Ralph almost has none of that. He's got a little bit angular chest, a little bit more than in the movie, but and Vanellope as well, she's pretty true to it. So what you're saying is 100% accurate. It's exactly what I was thinking too, is they're so perfect to the film. You said realistic. I totally agree. And then their powers are great too. I like the Frozen one because I like the voiceovers that they have. I like their filters and everything like that. Not the filters, what do you call it? The skies?
Oh yeah, the sky domes or the
yeah,
textures, ground
the textures. There we go, and all of that stuff is phenomenal. So I like them a lot because I like their spin on it. I think they're completely great. But I love Vanellope. I think she's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm loving the Frozen figures too. I really fell in love with the film. You and I we talked a little bit about that, and we both loved the film a lot. And I think the figures just do it justice. And like you said, the Frozen disc, are just simply amazing. I don't know if you had a chance, and we'll get to it later in the show, but they released a couple. Disney actually released a few Frozen-inspired toy boxes this week, and you're going through those with the textures of the trees and the sky, and it's just perfect. You're literally, it sounds kind of cliche, but you're in a winter wonderland, and it's just awesome.
You really are, and you know what? After playing, this is one of the things on here. Did I put this on what I like? I did not, so I can talk about this now because I'm saving my material for later. You know what I've become a very fan or critic of is the voice characters that they got to do in the game. So I've started paying more attention to the voices, who they are, and I think that Anna from the Frozen set has the cutest line of dialogue ever. When you put her down on the set, what does she say? She says, "Oh, hi, I'm Anna. Lucky you. Like, you get to play with me." I love it. I think that every part of what they do, and then when Elsa and Anna are together, they kind of interact and talk to each other. And then she's like, "Oh, Elsa, what are you doing? Having fun? Blah blah blah." I love their back and forth. I like I said, those two are my favorite to play with, and their textures. I'm completely in love with that set. They are great. It's the best thing, which is weird, just because I didn't expect to love it that much. I think they're great.
Yeah, it's funny because we've talked a lot about it on the show, how much the personality and the lines are so few, especially outside of the play sets. The lines that they have are so few, but the amount of sheer personality that they infuse in just those short quips, and it's not just the voices and the way they sound, but also just the actual content of those quips and how true to the character it is again.
Yeah, there are some that I think are stellar, like those ones I just mentioned, and some that I think are lacking massively. Like, I think that the Mike Wazowski one doesn't really offer anything. I mean, I don't like the voice that they got for him. I don't like what he says. But on the other hand, those ones are great. The Jack Skellington one is phenomenal. What does Mickey sound like? Does he say something cool, or does he...
Yeah, he I don't know. I have my issues with Mickey. He sounds like Mickey, which is great. And I can't remember off the top of my head what he says, but it's and it's not Sorcerer Mickey things. It's just more Mickey.
Standard Mickey things.
Yep.
Well, the other one that I think is ridiculous, and not in a super bad way, but all of Wreck-It Ralph's lines sound like John C. Reilly from the film. They sound like Wreck-It Ralph, except for the first one when you put him down and he starts talking. I mean, I think that my impression earlier of Jason was a better impression than the one that they got the guy of doing Wreck-It Ralph. If I found out that really was John C. Reilly, my head would explode, because when I first put that on, I was like, what was that? That was not Wreck-It Ralph. That sounded horrible. But
sound nothing like it.
No, but the rest of it sounds fine. I was just wondering what happened there. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I thought the same thing, and you kind of forget once you have him on there for a little bit because he sounds so natural and accurate.
Right.
But then when you take him off and put him back on,
because you don't always hear that first line. Once you put it on there, it's whatever, and a lot of times it's muffled by the sound of your discs loading, and you don't really hear it. But if you swap them out in the middle, you're right. It's sort of a refresher. Like, oh yeah, this doesn't really sound like Ralph at all. But
And props to Disney Infinity. They've done, for the most part, like you said, not everyone, but for the most part, they've done such a good job with not only getting the real actors to voice their figures in game, but also quite a few sound-alikes.
oh, absolutely. Do you ever hear the Inside Infinity post with TJ and Julie? Did you hear what they talked about with the Woody? Have you heard this?
No, oh yes, yes, I did.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, never mind. Thought I
No,
was gonna
but
blow your mind.
say it so some people may not know.
Well, I guess for close to a decade. I mean, Toy Story 1 came out in like what, 92, something like that. I can't remember. It was a while ago, right?
Hmm.
95. Anyway, but after that, all the toys and everything, the rumor was that Tom Hanks had a brother that was doing the voices, and it was always just a funny sort of thing, like, oh yeah, Tom Hanks' voice, it's his brother. Well, then when they recorded this stuff for Infinity, and they were actually doing an interview with Tom Hanks on one of his movies and asked him, no, it was on Conan, and he told Conan, he goes, absolutely, my brother does every one of my toys, my video games, my pull string things, anything that has Woody's voice that's not in the film is my brother. So, and he said the reason is it sounds like it's an easy job. You go and record 40 lines. He goes, it's
Hmm.
not. It takes about 5 days to do one thing because they'll send it back and forth. But yeah, so the Woody that you're hearing on Infinity is actually Tom Hanks' brother doing a Tom Hanks impression. But it's on everything. Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. I remember us talking about on an early show where we talked about how he is the voice of Woody, and I didn't know he was the voice of kind of everything non Tom Hanks, but it's cool because it adds a certain level of authenticity. You're like,
Yeah.
if it's not on the big screen, you know it's his brother, and it's
You're
cool in
still
its own
getting
right.
you're still getting a little bit of the Hanks action there,
Yeah.
So, no, it's definitely cool. I just
And
thought that was a great story.
he looks just like him too. I'll see if I can pull it up here
I've honestly
because
never even seen a picture of him.
really, oh, I'm going
I know what
to.
his son looks like, but I don't know what his brother looks like.
Well, they look pretty similar. Yeah, you're gonna laugh at this. Um, he has less hair than.
Okay.
Let's see if I can pull this up.
Okay. Speaking of Tom Hanks, did you see Saving Mr. Banks yet? All right, you just got muted. I don't know if there he is. Look at him, Jim Hanks. There you go. I can't hear a single word you're saying. Well, I don't know if I'm muted or what, but I can't hear you.
You're not muted. I was
Okay,
muted.
cool.
Let's try that
Oh,
again.
cool.
Testing. Oh yeah, I'm here.
There we go.
But
There he is. I
yeah,
love it.
isn't that funny? I mean, it looks just like him, and you're like, well, if Tom Hanks shaved his head, then
Yeah.
that might.
If he was a little bit younger and he shaved his head, it's great.
Yeah.
What does that
Well,
say?
how
He
do you know
does.
how old Tom Hanks is?
No, I don't.
All right,
I
he
know he
was.
was in The Money Pit, and that was one of my favorite movies a long time ago. So I don't know.
Oh well, Jim Hanks was born in 1961, so
Wow, he looks pretty good for 1961. I like it.
yeah.
So
Uh, cool. I don't know how. I don't know. That's a cool fact, but yeah, I think so. Here's a problem with Disney interactive games in the past. I think a lot of times they haven't always been that great, and a lot of time, and it's not just Disney games. It's just video games in general. It's like they're generally rushed to get out the door, and so sometimes the gameplay falters a bit. But Disney Infinity, you can tell there's so much polish in the game, and we've talked about over and over and over again, and they threw everything in the kitchen sink into the game to see what would stick, and it seems like a lot of it's stuck, and I think having these voice actors just gives it one more level of legitimacy.
well, not to sound like the complete fanboy here, but you're 100% right. They really spared no expense with doing it. I used to play a bunch of their games. I've been a Disney fan for forever. Here's a really great example. We were big, obsessed Finding Nemo fans when the film came out, so we got the PlayStation game, which is
Nice.
arguably one of the worst one-dimensional games in history. My wife still, when we watch the movie, the part where they're jumping on the top of the jellyfish, she still starts laughing because there's a jellyfish level that took us like 50 hours because it was so ridiculous. But in the other game, I recently played the Planes game, the Planes one, because I like any of those flying games. That's kind of my thing. I like those and driving games. So I played that. I thought that was cool. just to think, though, that Infinity incorporates pretty much all of it together, including with walking around stuff. That's why I'm so blown away by this whole thing, is the fact that it's not one-dimensional. It's not even two-dimensional. It's got everything. It's seriously cool. So
that reminds me, Ben from the show. He's a good friend of ours. I got an early Christmas present from him, and I was even telling you I've got a lot of presents, and I didn't know. I bought myself and my fiance a lot of stuff online this Christmas, and so I was having to carefully open packages, and I got this package I didn't recognize, and it felt like a DVD case or whatever, and I opened it up, and it's actually Ben got me the Toy Story 3 game, because I don't know if you know, Steve, but so much of Disney Infinity is from Toy Story 3, and actually the only reason Disney Infinity even exists is because the Toy Story 3 game existed. But the reason I'm bringing this up is not only was it a good game, I haven't played it yet, but just researching for the show, not only was it a good movie tie-in game, but it's kind of the origin for Disney Infinity, and so I think a lot of gameplay is similar as far as the play sets go, but then they even have like this kind of toy box area in that game as well. I think it's just a little bit less fleshed out than Disney Infinity. So
I have never played it. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll let you know how it is. Ben swears by it, and I know a lot of people that play Disney Infinity love it because they came from Toy Story 3. So,
when you said that you had his present and you opened it up and it felt like a DVD case, I thought for a second you were about to blow my mind and say that he got you the same thing that I got you. And if that's the case, I would have lost my mind. I mean, seriously, we would have major problems.
No, but my mind was blown when I opened up my gift from you. I haven't watched it yet. Is that the Emperor New Groove theme song?
Of course it's the Emperor New Groove song. This is by Tom Jones, man. Hold on. Come on, yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but YouTube has been going on a rampage of removing copyright material. I hope our show doesn't get banned because of your Emperor New Groove love.
Uh-oh. Well, you just...
No, dude, I'm just joking.
I just had to make sure that my song was still on here, because if they took it down, I was going to have problems.
Well, I did get a takedown notice from one of our Extra Life marathon videos, so I haven't gone and seen if that's the Emperor New Groove hour or not, but...
Oh, dude, I'm sorry. You're probably right. 'Cause, I mean, that would make sense. What else are they going to ask to take down? Vegemite jokes?
Seriously.
No, the only thing they could take down would be me just showing Emperor's New Groove to everybody. I apologize. Did I get you in trouble?
No, not at all, dude. Not at all.
Okay.
But I must, for everyone who's a longtime listener of the show, they know that you're a huge Emperor New Groove guy.
I have to do it once a show.
You do, but normally you sing it a cappella, and that's
Duckburg. Hey, I never watched the video because I always just put the phone up here. Do you remember this introduction? This is
vaguely.
Hysterical.
I remember him diving in the money pit, and I always feel like that would be a lot of fun. And
no way! I always thought that was insane. I'm like, dude, you're gonna get hurt jumping into money. I never thought that was realistic enough. I'm like, come on, you're gonna get really hurt. And I think like 10 years later or 20, Family Guy made fun of that same thing. But yeah, I never agreed with that.
Totally off topic. Do you know about this Fantasia game? This Fantasia Music Evolved game?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, never mind. It's a conversation in the chat room right now. It's another Disney game, and it's kind of like a Dance Central where you make music with your hands. It actually looks kind of cool for being one of those games.
With your hands, is it one of the ones, is it like an Xbox one where you have to have the camera?
Yeah, yep.
Oh,
I think it's for... Cool. Yeah, I don't know. Go check it out. It's pretty cool. So, last episode, Steve...
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I forgot your name for a secend.
Thank you. I'm glad to know that we're still friends, William.
Last episode, you talked about a playset / characters that you would like to see in the game. Do you know what those were? Do you remember? This is a little quiz.
Well, you see, here's the thing is, last week I mentioned some, the week before that I mentioned some, the week before that I do, and I always do it at the wrong time, and I always upset you and Jason. So I don't know which one I suggested last week.
I could never be mad at you.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think you could. I think you could.
the answer to that is Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah, well I've mentioned that one a bunch of times.
Did
Oh
you
yeah,
see
I
the?
did. I
Yeah.
mentioned that and I said it would be a good Christmas overlay, and then you
You,
shot me down going, "That's ridiculous. That's not Christmassy."
no, I said, please tell me what Gravity Falls is about. I
Right,
would
I'm
love
just
to
joking.
see that because I don't know. I'm one of the few people in the world that has never seen that show. Or, well, I've seen Phineas and Ferb, but anyway,
You make it sound like you don't watch Phineas and Ferb very often. You don't?
I've seen it once.
Oh my, you are missing
I
out on
know.
some really funny stuff, man.
I know it's really embarrassing.
It's hysterical. But yeah, that and Gravity Falls are great.
Well, I'm embarrassed because honestly, I saw this and I was confused because it was a tweet that I'd actually seen a couple weeks ago, and I can't remember if we talked about it on the show, but Johnny V doing his normal throwing everything at us and seeing what people grab onto and run away with. He was teasing Gravity Falls. He was reaching out to the creator of Gravity Falls on Twitter saying, "Wouldn't a Disney Infinity something Gravity Falls be awesome?"
No.
So
I'm telling you, if they did that and they came out with a Disney Infinity 2, if they were going to do a TV one on there to be one of the main play sets, that would be one of the best. I'm telling you. You'd have to watch the whole. There's only one season of the show, but there are so
mhm.
many different people and places that you could do it. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah,
Although,
well, I hear that about Phineas and Ferb too, with kind of the gadgets of that, but
yeah.
it's different, right?
Oh, it's
For different
completely
reasons they would
different.
both be.
Yeah. I'm a huge Phineas and Ferb fan, and I'm looking forward to their things. Except Phineas and Ferb to me is funny because of the dialogue,
Mm,
and a lot of it is really funny, sarcastic, self-aware dialogue, and that's so great because they'll often refer to themselves as cartoons, or they'll know that things are ironic. And I think that you're going to lose all of that humor on a game just because yeah, you're gonna get the funny characters and all the gadgets, and Doofenshmirtz is always hilarious. Agent P is great, and Candace is funny. But I mean, um, you're gonna lose what I think makes that show
yeah.
so charming is the self-awareness factor. Gravity Falls is not, and I think it would
Okay.
work. So different
Great.
humor stuff.
Yeah, and we're definitely with Phineas and Ferb. We're not getting. It seems like even as a playset, you might get a little bit more, but because it's only getting going as toy box characters, you're going to lose
Right.
all of that. So
Yeah. Yep. All of it.
I guess Bill in the chat room is saying it wasn't just one tweet, which is what I saw, but it was a conversation all week going back and forth, just random stuff about the two, which kind of had people excited. Here's the thing:
Absolutely.
if it still hasn't been confirmed, but I think we're done with figures. I don't think we're going to get anything this round of Disney Infinity 1. What we know of is what we're going to get. So hopefully we'll be getting these for the next one. And here's the thing: I would not be surprised if some of these really popular ones, like Gravity Falls, for example, would. I think they're going to have the bandwidth next go around to create more playsets. I still think we'll be getting some just toy box only characters here and there that where it only makes sense to have toy box characters, but I have a feeling we're going to be seeing more playsets next go around, especially with the really popular properties and not just ones that like the Lone Ranger, which was actually a really great playset, but one that was just kind of thrown in there because it was timely with the movie.
I'm in the minority in this group when we talk about this because I like the play sets more than the toy box. I think that that's because I really have zero creativity at all. So when I get in there, I just want to build a racetrack, and then maybe once in a while I'll build a tunnel around it. And then honestly, that's about as far as my imagination goes. So when we go into these toy boxes that we download every week, I'm just humbled again. Like, what am I doing? That's why I'm a better player because I can never even think outside of the box to do some of the
Yeah.
stuff that they do. So the idea of more play sets to me is great. I mean, we've already done each one all the way through, and we started over a couple of them. So I would love it if there were more. But that's just me because I'm
Yeah.
not that creative.
Well, it's because we're adults. Well, I mean, kind of adults. We're kids trapped in adult bodies, and
Yeah.
we're cursed in that way. What about Lila? Is she pretty creative when she goes in the toy
She,
box?
she is, well, that's hilarious because that's her favorite thing to do because she just gets to do whatever. She's recently become a fan of the blocks, like the gray blocks, and she builds these gigantic pyramids, the big, huge pyramids. And then inside, she builds very elaborate. I honestly don't think I could do it unless I actually sat there and thought, like an arena with the fans on the stuff like that. And she
Hmm.
doesn't understand really how it works, but clearly she does, and blew my mind the other day. She was like, "Look at this," and there were traps set up, and I was like, "This is cool. It's way beyond what I can do." So she likes that. So she's more creative than me. So that
Yeah,
works out. Hopefully
that
it'll work
seems to be
out.
the case.
Yeah, hopefully it'll work out when it's scholarship time, when she's in high school. But as of right now, it works out for Infinity.
That's
So
awesome. Hey, Disney Infinity shaping the future minds of
yeah,
America.
they really are. Johnny V doesn't
Oh,
know the power that he's holding in his hands. My daughter's in your hands, sir. Shape her the right way. Give her the tools. Yep, that's
uh, this is totally off topic, but Rafa is in the chat room again. He was in the chat room last week, and he wanted to apologize to you, Steve, because he was the one saying no spoilers, and he felt like he offended you and your daughter, and when he was just joking.
I was offended, but more so than that, my daughter was very offended. She cried. I mean, you could hurt me,
You're
Stu,
gonna
but
you're gonna make all of our fans leave because they're too afraid of making little kids cry. That's our job, Steve.
that is a good point. It is our job to do that. So feel free to make my kid cry. I know I try to do it at least once a day. So you can do
See,
it, taking the pressure off me.
I don't have children, so I have to make my
Use
dog cry. And
mine.
that's even harder.
Use mine, Will. I mean, come on. I talked to you on here. I'll just put her on here. You can make her feel bad for a while instead of me.
Perfect. I'll be like, stop singing. What is that noise?
Cut it out.
Oh
Go
my gosh.
teeth again.
Well, this is fun. Let's talk a little bit of news, shall we? There
Oh,
isn't
you
too
mean
much this week.
actual show material? Sure. Let's get on some actual show stuff. That'd be
I
great.
don't know. I really like this just randomness. There's a lot of Disney Infinity stuff to talk about, and we don't even know. We just start talking and see what happens.
Well, you didn't say all the stuff that you got for Christmas, my man.
Oh, that's true. Well, I got some cool new podcasting stuff, which I'm really excited about. So hopefully the show will sound bad because of the participants and not the equipment. So
Oh,
that's
you're talking
exciting.
about me. You're talking about me because
No,
I
I'm
still use
talking.
my iPad.
I'm talking about everyone. Uh, the only Infinity related item, besides Toy Story 3, which is related, but I got the Frozen pack like we discussed earlier, and I was really excited about that. The only figure I don't have of the released figures now is Rapunzel. I still haven't made it to Walmart to get that, so I'm just going to wait for the regular exclusive or the regular retail release on that. But um,
That's cool. Do you have all the discs for number 2 yet? Series 2 or whatever?
I do only because I did what you did. I got the Target Series 2
The
complete
box.
set, which is the best purchase I have made um,
You
in
know,
Disney Infinity so far.
I agree, and I disagree because while it's great to get them all together, it is ridiculously difficult to get those things out of the background. I have to dig my thumb. Every time my daughter wants to switch it, she's like, "Dad, pull this one out." So I have to reach in there, but I really like it. I cannot stand the Muppet Fire Truck on this second disc. It makes me want to put my fist through the screen. It's
Why is
annoying.
that?
I hate the song and I hate Animal in the background just every 5 seconds doing whatever noise it is he's doing. I can't stand it. It's my least favorite disc out of all of them. I am not a fan.
That's funny. I hate to admit it, but I haven't even gone through all of my Series 2 discs yet. I've just gone through my favorite ones. I could have sworn I put that one down, though. I just don't remember it annoying me.
What's your
Um,
least used thing to get around?
my vehicle?
Vehicle, something you wear, what is it? What's the least thing that you not vehicle, let's just say it's in the set. What's your least favorite thing to use to get around?
So a pack then, like the
Yeah, yeah,
jetpack
yeah, yeah,
or.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man, that's a good question. I would probably say and you might hate me for this, but the Condor Man backpack.
I was just gonna say it is so useless. I hate the fact that they wasted a disc on another a wing thing. I think it's completely dumb.
You can't see. Here's the thing about that. You can't say that with the Condor Man. And I'll be honest, I have no idea what it's from. I mean, I know what it's from now, but I didn't before Disney Infinity. But I guess like the devs were so excited about that thing because it's something old school and it was near and dear to a few of their hearts. But I don't know, man. I'm like you guys. Like I guess it's cool if you were a fan of Condor Man. I'm not. Are you? Have you?
No,
I've never seen it.
I'm not. I have seen it, but and if it was a jetpack or if it was something else, cool. I hate the glide pack thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you ever use the glide pack when you're in the sets when you have all those other ones to use? So I was just mad. And I was like, oh, cool. Oh, it's the exact same as the other one.
Yeah. Dude, I will be honest. The only time I have ever even put it on was, I don't know if you remember, but on the 25-hour marathon, I made that tower as tall as I possibly could.
Yes, yeah.
And I just kept diving off of it, circling,
yes.
trying to land in the pool.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. So I agree, but that's hilarious that it's your and I's least favorite ones.
All right, we're batting 1,000 here, Will.
Heck yes. What is the one pack, if you could think of any pack? This is hard. I don't even know what mine would be. Do you know? Do you know what it would be?
Pack what?
If you could have any power disc that's a pack, so it'd be like Buzz's jetpack or the Condor Man or the Crow.
Wait, just not a vehicle, a pack to wear?
Yes.
With a disc?
Yep. So I wish.
Well, okay, I love Carl's cane because I just like how it looks. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I like
pack
Carl's
or ability.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know you're not talking vehicles though, because I mean, when you talk about packs, you only have like 4, right? And my favorite, I don't want to say it, but it's one of my loves of the game when we talk about it later. Is one of those things, but it's not it's not a disc that you put on. It's one that you earn, and that's my favorite. But I love Carl's cane mostly just because I love the movie and I like how it looks with the tennis balls on the back. But
so can I tell you mine? Because I have a feeling that you are going to love it too.
Bring it.
It will be different than Buzz's jetpack because Buzz's jetpack, you're on a parallel plane. And
well, hold on a second. Yeah, but are you considering Buzz's jetpack as one of these things that I could choose?
It's a type of that's what I'm asking.
You said a kind of a plastic disc that you put on there. Buzz's. Well, then my favorite is very simple, and this is the one that I have it written down right here. My favorite is the same as my daughter's. It's the vertical jetpack. It's the greatest pack in the entire game.
Gotcha. No, I mean, which is great. I love that one too. But I mean, if you of one that doesn't exist in the game right now.
Oh, you're talking about you're making one up?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm not.
Can I tell you mine? Because you would love it.
Do it.
So it wouldn't be like Buzz's jetpack because that can't go up and down. Mine you could, and it's another jetpack. Do you know where I'm going with this? It's a classic.
Oh, please tell me, Rocketeer?
The Rocketeer jetpack.
That's one of my top 5 favorite Disney films of all time. One of my top 5. I love that movie. Oh, that's a good one.
Of all time. But here's the thing. It's a modifier, too. So you not only put on the jetpack, but whatever character you have, and it might be kind of hard with a few of them, especially like Mickey, but you have to put on the helmet.
I'm telling you, man, if there was any Rocketeer stuff in here, I am a sucker for that movie. I have it on Blu-ray. I watch it all the time. It's one of my all-time favorites. That is phenomenal.
I knew it. I just knew you and I would be on the same page as far as that's concerned.
Huge Rocketeer fan. I ache for the day that they have some sort of presence in there. Can I also mention that I hate the jetpack so much because you can't go up and down, and all of those dumb challenges in there where you have to go down just a little bit. I'm telling you, I gave up. There's one of them on hard that I will not do it. I'm like, I refuse.
That's hilarious because you're a completionist when it comes to those challenges.
You have no idea. It's like an itch, and I'm just like, no, I will not do it. I can't get this one. They needed to add 30 more seconds to make it even close to possible. So. It's
funny because it's my go-to pack now in the toy box just for getting around because you can. It's so quick.
It is.
I'm like screw the. It used to be the Incredibles hoverboard. Now it's Buzz's jetpack.
Well, I know I'm dragging the shop, but it's my daughter's favorite because her go-to thing is she always has to be invisible because she can't stand it when she's doing something and bad guys are coming after her. So she'll walk around invisible, and then to beat up bad guys, she'll get right next to them, and then jetpack them, and then go back to being invisible, and then jetpack them, and she'll hit them like 4 or 5 times, and she does it all while she's invisible. So that's her thing, is the jetpack with invisibility.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This isn't a pack, but someone in the chat room just came up with an awesome idea too. Oh, by the way, they changed their name in the chat room to Steve C. Fan. I'm not even joking. And
Is this the
he
same
is
guy
saying,
that made my daughter cry? Is that what he did?
no, because that's someone else. So you
Oh,
have
who
two
is it?
fans.
Okay.
I honestly have no idea. But anyway, he's asking, can we please get some Jim Henson's dinosaurs in DI2?
Oh my, that would be
That's-
incredible.
That's awesome. That would be so awesome. I rediscovered that series here recently, and
It's on Netflix, right?
it is, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Brings
I
me
saw
back.
it recently too.
Back memories.
That is funny. That's
Oh.
not the mama, right? Not the baby, right?
Yeah.
That's-
No,
same
it's
one.
not the mama. Not the
Not
mama.
the mama, yeah. And then they had that awful movie that was off of it too. I remember that. Yep. That
Oh,
would
the
be
movie.
great.
Was
You
there
never
a
saw
movie?
the movie?
I never saw the movie.
We did. I saw it in some really crappy theater, and when I was like 12. But yeah, I did see it. They had a movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Well, let's see here. Let's talk a little bit news. We don't have much this week, and then we can talk more just random DI stuff. So, I know you are a part of the Vinylmation Kingdom Infinity and Beyond group, Steve, or at least I think you are. I'm not sure.
Yes, I am.
And I also know that you are a Johnny V fan, like myself. He's like a hero to us. Well, if you go to the Vinylmation Kingdom Facebook group, they are now holding, and I will see if I can find them all here, but they are now holding auctions for Johnny V signed exclusive items. So this one right here is it's a 8x8 place card signed by Johnny V. Continuing on, there's also Vinylmation stuff. I know you're a Vinylmation guy too, but here is the Crystal Cars signed. Francesco Bernicelli. I want that one. I'm a Francesco fan. Are you? Just in general?
I do, and I like his voice character a lot in the game. Once again, I don't know why, but his is good.
We have a Crystal Mr. Incredible and Crystal Sully here. I still like the Crystal Sully, which surprises me. I just like those spots on him.
Yeah, he's cool looking.
And here's a Randall signed, and you can see the signature right there on the side. Well, that one's probably a little too dark.
No, I can see it.
I think that's all of them. And I think
are these only auctioned on their site, or do they provide like an eBay link? How does this work?
As far as I know, it's only on their site. It's going just this. I think they're all ending this week. The starting bid is $15 for each one of the items. Well, all the figures anyway. I think the card is $10 with free shipping. So yeah, just go there and bid, and I think this is the only place that people are bidding on them, and all the proceeds go to the Vinylmation Kingdom website to keep it afloat. So if you are a fan of Disney Infinity like we are, and you want some exclusive items, then go check out their Vinylmation site, and I will post the link to the auctions in not only in the show notes, but also in the chat room right now for those that are in there.
This is Vinylmation Kingdom, right?
Yep. Yeah, so it's facebook.com/groups/ the auction is /VK Auction House.
This is awesome.
So yeah, $15 starting bid. I mean, I don't know what they're going to go up to. I doubt they're. Just doing a cursory glance, it doesn't look like. So right now I'm looking at. It looks like there's only been a few bids. It seems like there's a lot that haven't been bid on at all. Like the Crystal Lightning McQueen hasn't been bid on. Looks like
you're
that's
on the
only one.
This is. I'm sorry. This is Vinylmation Kingdom Infinity, right? This isn't just a regular one.
It's groups/VK Auction House, and it's facebook.com/groups/VK Auction House.
Don't say I don't listen to you. I was just typing at the same time.
Never again. Well, while you're looking up that, it's really cool. I know you are a freak when it comes to collectibles, and I mean that in
Yeah.
the most positive way
Yeah.
I can.
You mean
Um,
that in the most, I'm almost bankrupt because of it. Yeah, it's a weird obsession that I have.
well, I think yeah, that's why Disney Infinity is so dangerous because it's a collector's nightmare slash
Dream.
dream. Yeah.
Yeah, I secretly hope every show that you don't announce that they're coming out with new ones, but then I kind of hope that I get excited. I'm like, yes, a new set. Jeez, I don't have the money to buy it, but I will do it anyway.
That's why it worked out great for you saving up for Christmas.
I don't know. I
And
kind of, yeah.
well, the only really other piece of news item we have going on today, I don't know if you saw this article, but every year, I guess Forbes, I don't know if every year they do it, but this year Forbes did a 5 best family console video games of 2013. Can you guess what was on that? What was on that
Let's
article?
see. So we're doing a Disney Infinity show, so I'm going to take a stab and say Grand Theft Auto.
You are very close, my friend.
Ah,
It's We Party You, actually. That was we're trying to give the Wii some love. No, number two on the list. Look at there, almost the top spot. Disney Infinity was ranked the number two best console game by Forbes of 2013.
that is spectacular.
That's pretty awesome. I didn't even see. I think I saw it, but I forgot what number one was. Let's see.
Oh, I thought you just said that number one. Wait, what is that? Number one is a Lego City?
Lego City Undercover.
Okay.
Which I've actually heard awesome things about this. Lloyd, who's sometimes on the show, swears by this game, and he basically says it's a Lego version of GTA that is, well, family friendly, if you can imagine that. Um,
Oh, that's cool.
so, and I like Legos almost as much as I like Disney Infinity, so I'll be okay with that. But yeah, Disney Infinity, that's awesome.
There we go. That's awesome.
So that was cool. I just wanted to share that little tidbit. Um, that's all the news we had this week. I did want to go over. We haven't gone over recent or upcoming releases recently, so I did just want to mention a little bit of that because we do have some releases coming up. I'm not going to go over the singles because I'm only going to go over things that any version hasn't come out yet because there's going to be some singles for Wreck-It Ralph and LP and the Frozen characters. Just a reminder, Toys R Us is getting the first timed exclusive of Sorcerer Mickey on January 9th. That's exciting, with a full retail release of February 9th, so that's a month early. Are you planning on picking that up, Steve?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You don't have the D23 one, do you? I can't remember.
No, I don't.
No, don't worry.
It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part of the 12 Days of Christmas is when you
12.
look at him and you say, "Don't judge me." It's
I
my
had
favorite
another
part.
one I cut, but that was a pretty good one. I really enjoyed too, but I left it out.
I plan on taking the new one and using a silver Sharpie and doing the stars silver on it anyway, so I feel better about myself.
You totally should.
Yeah, I
Um,
just need to see many pictures of yours so I can get it perfect.
just watch the 12 Days of Infinity.
Yeah, you're right. It is on there. That's true. I'll watch that again.
Oh, so for those that didn't listen to last week's episode, go check out our YouTube channel for the 12 Days of Disney Infinity. And the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Disney Infinity TV. Actually, am I right? I think it's DITV. Gosh, how embarrassing. I don't even know my own
I
channel.
can't believe you don't even know your own show. I mean, I know it myself, but I'm not going to tell you because I'm not the host. I'm just helping you
You
out.
know,
I don't know.
why,
You have to
why,
work
why,
for it.
why are you so mean to me? I thought we were
No,
friends.
back and forth, man. It's always give and take. It's love and hate with you, and actually, it's all love. Come on, Will.
That's true.
I can't even
Uh,
say that. I can't say that with Jason, but with you, it's okay.
yes.
And let's be honest, we're in like the 40th minute of this show, and we know that Jason's not going to listen to this much of the show that he's not on.
That's true. He's gonna shut it off once he gets past the horrible Aussie accent that you had there.
Yeah, he's going to just turn on and go, I can't do this.
So it's youtube.com/Disney Infinity TV, and we have the 12 Days of Disney Infinity on there, and it was awesome. It was a great time, and it was a great Christmas thing we did. And Johnny V even retweeted it and liked it and favorited it. He said it cracked him up, and he was in stitches. So It was
Did you
all
get
for you,
any?
Johnny, and the other guys at Avalanche.
Did you get any favorites or retweets off of that?
I got a few, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you get
I wish.
anybody saying this is really annoying?
Well, I think that conversation was left just between us internally.
Yeah.
We did get 205 views though, so we had a few people
Oh,
watching it.
nice.
So,
Pretty good, breaking through.
yep. So the other items coming out soon: Phineas and Ferb Toy Box Pack being released, GameStop timed exclusive first on March 14th with a U.S. retail release of April 1st. That is not an April Fool's joke. And then those individual characters come out later in April. So after that, everyone, we will be set with the exception of Crystal releases. We still have a few more of those left.
And there is no difference between buying them individually and buying the pack, correct?
No, just the disc that you
Got
get.
it.
But an example, I got the. Oh no, I got those individually. The Frozen pack, for example, now I have two sets of the Frozen disc because I have the
It
ones.
came with the one, yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to you. It's how patient you are, and if you want to struggle with searching blind packs, or if you got the Target disc like Steve and I, and you may want to hold off and get some of those individuals. Although I think the Phineas and Ferb disc, those are in Series 3, and we have no idea if they're being released all at once again through Target or not. So that's not a bad bet, I don't think.
Well, I hope they do. I'm a big fan of buying them all together and coming in the box. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, me too. Saved some heartache and some time, that's for sure.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, all right. Now let's talk about the Jason's favorite time of the show, which he's not here, so Steve and I will have to try to do him proud. Did you play the toy boxes this week?
I did,
We had
mate.
a lot.
I played all 5 of them. Ugh, I can't do it. Why does
No,
it?
do it. You got to at
I
least a
just
few
did
more
it.
minutes.
Nah, it's all right. I'll come back later. I have to get it back in my mindset. I need to watch.
Just say crikey.
Crikey.
That's-
Yeah, that's right. I need to watch the Road Warrior some more.
Yeah.
But no, I played all of them. There were 5 of them this week, and they all had the fireworks theme to them. Some of them I thought were brilliant. Some of them I didn't. What about you? Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm here. You lost me for a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you see me? You can see a
I
version
can.
of me.
You don't have the little thing underneath your shirt that says the website.
Now it just says I'm a producer.
Producer. Yeah, it does.
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. We just dropped out for a second, but I'm back. So yeah, let's talk about this week's toy boxes. Which couple were your favorite, or which ones did you really like?
I will tell you which ones I really liked. I liked the one that looked like Paris with the Eiffel Tower, except for the fact that once the race was over, I could not find a way to get back in my car. It wouldn't end. It was like challenge, end challenge, and it wouldn't end. So I don't know if it was a glitch on my end or what, but hey, it's back on the bottom of the screen now. But I thought that one looked really cool because the way they did the Eiffel Tower was, I thought, spectacular. It was
Wasn't
really
that
cool.
amazing?
Yeah, and from a distance, the fireworks were staggered, sort of on it, so it looked like the whole thing. That was intense. Are we still going? Because I just got the thing. Okay, and then the other one. So I didn't like the race part of it because it kept bothering me, but I like that one. I'll tell you which one I did not like, that time machine one, whatever it's called, where you have to go through the different. I don't think, did I say time machine? It's the portals where you go through the portals.
Yeah, the number one winner, I think, the one where you had like the different islands, right?
Yeah, is that one number that was first place?
Yep.
Wait, that's not what I chose.
The blast from the past. That's.
It was the time machine. Don't give me a hard time. Yeah, it was. Blast from the past. Yes.
You argued with yourself. I did not, my friend.
I did argue with myself. I always second guess myself. Will you intimidate me? You make me feel like less of a man. But yes, I did not like that one. And now that you're saying that it came in first place, that makes me feel funny.
Sorry, keep going. Why didn't you like that one?
I just got annoyed with going back, and I just wasn't having fun with it. I was like, okay, they look like the different places. I was just bothered by it. The other one that I thought was kind of cool was this. I think, what's it called? Street Party or something like that. Where?
I'm looking it up.
Okay.
The
What we like on these shows is dead air because I'm not prepared. But don't worry, because I also
I
have
don't.
it up. I have it right here.
Oh, the countdown. The countdown. Enjoy street parties and race around whilst
There we go. That's
launching.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be it. So that one I liked. I thought that one was great. And then I did not at all like the Sydney fireworks.
Oh, yeah. I did not either. I liked the Sydney Opera House. That was pretty interesting. Um, but other than that, it was just, I don't know. It's funny
Yeah.
because a lot of these themes that reminded me of the parade themes, which was fine. There's nothing wrong with
Right.
that. But uh, it's the cities, I guess, just aren't dynamic or unique enough to really add the variety that one might need.
Yep, I agree. But
So,
still, it's fun to play in, and it's stuff that I admire because I could never do it. But some of them I liked. I had more fun in some of the others. But that's
yeah.
about it. I also did those ones that you posted up there that were the ones that were actually built by the Avalanche team, and I didn't know that they were. So I went and
Oh,
looked up.
really?
Yeah, we did the North Pole Racer, and that one was great. I didn't know that that was from Infinity. Actually, I was sort of oblivious with that, but I played that one too, and I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so they did something different this week, and I totally forgot to mention it in the show notes, so I'll have to add it. But they also announced the 2013 top winners. So go check out that video. I'm not going to really talk much about that. So they did release that last week over Christmas, and so this week they obviously it was the firework challenge. And my favorite, it's funny you didn't like the Blast from the Past one because I did. I we've talked a lot about that. I'm not a fan of games within in the game. They're just not my thing, and I kind of don't like you like going back and forth. But the piece I kind of liked about that one was the fact that each one of those little mini worlds were pretty immersive in and of themselves. And so to me, it harkened back to that kind of theme park idea. And that's what I'm constantly striving for in Disney Infinity. And so I really like when you went into the pirate area, it was like this mini pirate land that you got to look around.
And it could be the reason I didn't like it is because it is so limited. The mini factor, I don't. It's like cool, I'm here. Now what? All right, now let's go back and check out the other ones. And my attention span was very slow, so or
Yeah.
low. I was kind of burnt out.
Um, Yeah, and I get it. I'll be honest, like I flew around a little bit on that one just to take a look around because I didn't want to go back and forth so much either.
Right.
Um, but I also really love the Paris one. I have a love for Paris, so that kind of tug at my heartstrings. Unfortunately, I don't know Paris enough, and kind of that alleyway of I don't know what it's called, but like it leads up to the Eiffel Tower. But then there was a building that was custom made on the side there, and I don't know if you saw that, but I assume it's a landmark there, and it was custom made with blocks, and I was like, that is just really cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't know if that's accurate either, but if so, that's very cool.
yeah. But yeah, so I really dug that one. And what else? I think that might have been my favorite.
That was my
Um,
favorite. Don't try to steal my stuff, Will.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, honestly, though, the Blast from the Past was my second favorite. The one thing I also liked about that one was the design of that kind of starting portal area. It was kind of creative because it on the
Yeah,
top
that
of each one of those things there's like a radar dish, and they had
yeah.
like that was cool too. So I always like to give props and using the assets in ways they're not necessarily meant to be used.
Yep, I like how when you went to the Santa's workshop last week, on Santa's desk was the
Mm.
Pixar lamp. I thought that was cool. I was like, it's a lamp, but it's also the Pixar lamp. I like that.
Yep. Awesome.
So,
Those are still my favorite out of any of them that have been released so far. Is those Christmas ones? But again,
you're a
I'm a
Christmas
Christmas fiend,
sucker.
so
Yeah,
I
you
am.
are.
I'm a sucker. That's a nice way of putting it.
Well, I
I
love you
did
as well.
though love the the Disney Infinity toy boxes that they released. It's funny, early on when they first started releasing community toy boxes, I remember having lots of conversations with Jason about how they were kind of putting the devs to shame because the community is just so creative, and that's to be expected. I mean, it's crowdsourcing essentially, so you're going to get the
Right.
best of the best. But here lately, the more recent developer toy boxes, I've been really really impressed with. I I wasn't a fan of it, but again, I appreciate it for what it did. The fireworks one that they did, which where you kind of have to go around the castle and mark off different fireworks. I thought that was a neat one as far as like creativity and kind of showing off again what's possible. But I loved. Did you like the Frozen Rail one?
You know what? I did, and I liked it because it was a cool idea, and I liked the rails in the first place. But I found it extraordinarily difficult, and my daughter kept on falling in the lava
Hmm.
and starting over at the beginning. And I think that's the only playset that she's played that she hates because she
Really?
hates how she always is in the lava and it takes you back to the start, and you still have to run all the way down and start it again. And if it was I don't really know how else it would be to make it better. But I like it. I like the idea that whole world was you had to jump and get on the next one and go through.
Mhm.
So I like that one.
Well, and I don't know how far you've made it. I didn't realize this until I fell to my death quite a bit. I had to start over, but eventually you do hit checkpoints, which was really nice and convenient.
Oh,
Um,
so clearly we weren't good enough to reach a checkpoint.
well, I kept falling too, and that it really surprised me. I was like, I was about to turn it off because I'm like, I'm not doing this again.
Right.
But then it popped. But that was an example for me of how they kind of told a story. Not necessarily that the lava made a whole lot of sense, but right there's no lava in Frozen. I'll be honest. Once I saw that toy box, I was like, is there lava in Frozen? I just don't
Right.
remember.
Right.
But it was cool because like you're going in caves and you kind of end up in you start in kind of like a little village area and you end up in kind of a village area. I thought that was just really cool how they were able to tell a story in that
Yep.
toy box.
Absolutely. Big fan. I liked it.
And then the North Pole Racer I really dug because I like the huge North Pole that they used Spaceship Earth as kind of like the crescendo finale sort of.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you.
I do.
Okay.
I'm
Thanks.
just I'm just gonna
Oh,
let you talk though.
I was struggling there.
I don't
So,
have to interrupt you with everything you say.
nope. So Paris, that was our favorite. That's the lesson we learned.
I agree with that. I concur, sir. I like that
What
one.
else do we have? That's all I have on the docket for the night. It sounded like you had some things that you wanted to talk
Well,
about.
no,
You had
you
some
asked.
notes, and
You said, and I know we're at the marker of the hour, but if you wanted to, I have
let's hear it.
my likes and my needs
Yes.
improvements.
So, good. Thank you for that segue.
You're welcome.
A relatively new segment we've had, and we've done it 3 times, I think. So Steve is going to be number 4. Is kind of our likes about Disney Infinity, things we really like in the game. It can be anything, playset or toy box related, and then some maybe needs improvements or wants in the game, some things that don't exist. So, with that kind of little intro, why don't you take it away, Steve?
Thank you for the kind introduction, Will. My name is Steve Krellin, and I'm here to deliver the likes and needs improvement section of Inside Infinity. So I got a couple of them since I know this is the first time you're letting me do it, and I'm positive it'll be the last. So I have about 3 each. Okay, so there we
Yes.
go. So out of the 3
Make it
that
count.
I'm gonna make it count, man. I don't screw around with the show. Okay, so for the 3 likes, I've already mentioned 2 of them. One of them is I seriously love the glitch and everything with Vanellope. I have that written down here, so I have that on here. The other one I mentioned also is one of my favorite things, and I love how they have it, is the vertical jetpack. I know that you like the one just like my daughter, the regular one to get around.
Mhm.
There are so many times where I don't want to climb and jump and jump and jump and jump and jump. The vertical jetpack takes you like 10 jumps up, and then you can grab it and then do it from there. It's the one thing that when we start playing, my daughter and I both put it on first. Then
Yeah.
we start doing what we're going to do because I use that a lot, so I like that.
That's awesome. I should use it more. I don't use it. I kind of forget about it, so I need to use it more, especially in the toy box.
Yeah, I use it all the time. It's like our go-to thing. But My last one that I haven't mentioned yet, and I really appreciated this, especially playing with the Series 2 discs and the new sets, is I love the music that they put in the background for all of them. It's not just like the main themes from them, but the way that they cycle through and they sound so organic in the background. Like the Tron one sounds like Danny Elfman at his best. Like it's this big bass heavy like techno thing, and it looks perfect with all the stuff. Then today we were playing in these toy sets, and one of them has the Tangled sound in the background. And then I don't know which one it was earlier, and I was going to ask you, how the hell did the people get the Wall-E soundtrack in the back? They have the Wall-E one, and I'm like, where are they getting this? There's not a Wall-E disc, but I hear the Wall-E music.
There is a Wall-E disc, but I don't think it's out yet.
So, okay, I mean, it's one of the. I wouldn't know how they got it, but I was listening to that one today, and I'm like, they're playing this is the Wall-E song. I'm like, that is amazing.
Oh, I wonder if you can. I bet I know what it is. Well, I gotta think about this. Have you checked the boombox? Because you can change music in the game.
Yeah,
with the
that
boombox.
annoying Disney radio boombox thing, right? I played with it a little bit, but I
don't know if.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But
I'll check while we're talking. I'll load up on my iPad and see what it says, and maybe that's how they got it, or maybe they just got the Wall-E disc early. But I don't know of anyone who has, so that would be a surprise to me.
well, just the idea that there's a Wall-E disc gets me excited because it's my tied for my favorite Pixar movie of all time, and it's number 3 on my all-time favorite animated films list, which is an immense list.
What's 1 and 2?
1 and 2 is Snow White, and number 2 is The Iron Giant.
Oh, really? I mean, I love the Iron Giant. I just wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, Iron Giant and Snow White mostly just for what it is. I love that. And the drawing and stuff is so amazing. When you hear how hard it was to make that back then, everything hand drawn, I thought that's spectacular. But
another kind of off the topic, did you get the Disney animation app for your iPad?
I did, and it takes up a lot of space. I kept on having to erase more stuff, and I'm like, it's ridiculous, man. I had to erase 2 movies, and but I have been playing on that, and
it's awesome, and I learned a lot from that, especially about the Snow White film.
Yeah, I haven't really played with that part of it very much. I was mostly playing with the newer stuff. I'll have to check it out again and see it. But so that's my list. I'll have to show you my list. It changes from time to time, but that's it's arguably my favorite Pixar movie. I cannot decide between it. It shifts on a daily basis. Is it The Incredibles? Is it Wall-E? Or is it Up? It's one of those 3. They shift from time to time. I think I have to say Wall-E is my favorite, slightly above The Incredibles, but it shifts from time to time. So those are my 3 likes.
Okay.
Would you like me to go into my needs improvements?
Please do. I cannot wait.
All right. This isn't a bad thing. This is more like a suggestion of something I liked. Just when we were doing this, we started building our worlds a little bit more, and I was excited to see the Matterhorn was in there. And I love anything that represents park stuff, obviously. But the Matterhorn is awesome because you can ride the rail that looks very similar to the ride. There's a rail that goes through the mountain, and when you jump on it, it actually feels like you're on the Matterhorn ride, which is spectacular. I wish that there were more of the set pieces that had that track system built in. Like, they have the Haunted Mansion. It looks perfect on the outside. I would love a track on the inside, like a door through the front and an exit through the back sort of thing. I mean, I can only imagine they have Spaceship Earth. I mean, if they ever come out with a what's our ride, man? I just completely blanked. The indoor one where I was holding up the sign. Space Mountain. I mean, that looks cool from the outside. That would make a great set piece, and you could make a good slide on the inside. I liked the Matterhorn thing with the slide. I hope they do more. So that's not necessarily a neat improvement, but
no, I completely agree. I feel like I like you love that they kind of have these buildings. I almost said building sets, but these buildings, and that's cool. But I was kind of disappointed when I found out that the Haunted Mansion was in the game. I got so excited, and then when I go up to it and it just seems so lacking, it seems like there's just so much possibility there.
Yep, that was to be honest, that was the very first thing in the toy box when we figured out that there were spins. I mean, this is the first week or 2 that we had it, and you had to earn spins to do stuff. We kept on hitting shuffle until we saw the Haunted Mansion, and then we were hoping that we got it because that was it. And then when you get it, you put it there and you're so pumped. Then you get up there and you're like, okay, there's literally nothing to do with this piece. Understanding that that's how it's supposed to be, But when you compare it with the Matterhorn one, which actually has a little bit of interaction, I just hope that they do more with it. I mean, I would love for there to be a door to the Haunted Mansion you can ride it through.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna tell you about something I did in the toy box, but it doesn't matter. Um, I was gonna say I
Don't
made
talk
my own
down.
Haunted Mansion ride where I made the building as the
Yeah.
front, and then like I enclosed everything and made that. But one thing I wish that you could do with the Matterhorn, because I agree, I thought it was really awesome how they had the rail, but I wish you could slow it down.
Yeah,
It's
because you
just
do whip through it real fast.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's about 6 seconds of going through, but
Yeah.
it's just the fact that I like that it's there. All right, what are you showing?
Yeah. I was just
What's
gonna show you. So this is connecting the Radio Disney boombox to a button, and you can see the Wall-E song right there. So
Oh, there we go. Okay.
yeah. So
You're gonna have to off air show me how to do that because I honestly have no idea what the hell you're talking about. I mean, I get
yeah.
it, but I mean yours looks a lot different than what I'm used to.
So it has Condor Man. So there's two Tron songs, and I don't know if you know this, but one of them is actual Daft Punk from
Yeah, that's the
from
one
the movie.
that's the one I know for sure.
The other one is from the animated series, which was an awesome series, and it actually had a really awesome soundtrack. It wasn't done by Daft Punk, but you would be hard pressed to tell
Yeah.
that it's not Daft Punk. So
That's very cool. I'll have to play with that then.
all right, sorry to interrupt.
No,
What
no,
was
no.
your-
I'm interrupting your show here, man.
Not at all.
So I only have two more things that are need improvement. These actually are things I think that need improvement, and one of them is something I think Jason mentioned before. And when we were getting into the toy box and building stuff, I really wish that he was talking about more organic or corner-shaped pieces. I just wish that they had smaller pieces, or you could adjust the size. Like when you want to put a block down on a corner or make it like that, it's the smallest one is this big. I wish you could zoom out or zoom in on it and shrink the size. You could still keep it a square so that it actually fits in place, but I would like smaller pieces from time to time just to fit in there. So, I mean, I know
Totally
that's
agree.
nitpicky, but smaller pieces I think would be cool. But my number one needs improvement, and recently we just finished this, so it doesn't really bother me anymore. But my number one is if you have 184 spins to use in the vault, and I want everything on that screen because I just want to buy it all, why do I have to sit there and press the button and make it go, to choose? I know I'm going to get all of them. I have plenty of spins to get them all. Just give them all to me at once. I think that if you have something, I understand the process, but how ridiculous is it when you have one item left and you on that screen and you have to still press spin and it just goes on the one. There's nothing to me more aggravating than I'm like, just let me choose the one. I'm not saying just let me buy the ones that I want, but they should have an option that says like buy the page. So you can buy all 12 or something that are on there. Instead of going through each one, you can shuffle and hopefully you'll get the one that you want, or just straight up give me an option that says for 15 spins, buy all of it, or however many it is. I think it's 15 or 20 spins or something like that. Just give me all of them at once. That's all I wanted. It takes like 11 minutes to go through the whole thing just to go on to the next page and do it again, and I'm just like, dude, I am done. Good thing is I see we have 184 spins left, and I'm like, dude, this is going to take hours. We actually bought everything. Now we have all these spins, but there's nothing left to buy. So I was very excited I didn't have to do that anymore. But I wish
you're looking at what you had left, and you're like, oh no, what am I going to have to unlock now?
Honestly, I looked at how many spins left, thinking that there was at least that many more items to buy, and I had to say, all right, Lila, every day when you start playing, I'll join on second player, and I'll sit there and I'll do 2 rounds of buying stuff, and then I'm done, or else I'll die. So
no, remember, you want to make her cry, and so it's cheap child labor. You make her spin.
I'm making you do the hard work from now on. You're the volunteer. Okay. I don't have kids. I will make your kid cry for you. No, it's just that was my one thing. It just annoys me to no end that I want all of it, but it takes me 11 minutes to do it. Just give me an option to buy all and go to the next screen.
Joe in the chat room said that is the best representation of the DI vault he has ever seen.
Well, you can tell I've done it 2 million times. And then the worst is when you have one left. When you have one left, I want to break something because it literally just goes like this. just keeps on lighting up, and then at the end, like it gets dramatic, like ding. I'm like, oh, surprise! I got the last one I wanted. Woohoo! Just give it to me already. I hate that.
Such an angry elf.
I am. When it comes to waiting around for that dumb crap, yeah, I get angry. But
I hear you.
I don't have any more of those spins left, so I'm all done.
I remember reading somewhere, I can't remember where it was, but they did a lot of research on how to do the spins. They thought about allowing you to modify, and you kind of can modify a little bit, choosing not to refresh the page. But yeah, it will be interesting if they kind of go a different way of getting spins, because the one thing I always found confusing is how you can highlight different items, and all you're doing, I think, is just reading what the item is.
Yeah, you're just getting details on it.
Yeah, it's confusing. I was like, okay, I want to spin an extra like spin to see if I can increase my chances on this one particular item, or I wish I could modify that a bit to say, all right, I will use 3 spins to throw out 9 items, and then I have these ones that I really want left or something.
Right. Yeah. I like that idea. And at first, that's what I was sort of hoping for. I thought you could choose a couple. Then, honestly, I had so many spins that I didn't even care. I just wanted to get everything and get on with it. And the only thing I could say is I just wish that there was an option to buy the whole page. Then you didn't have to worry about it, and I could save all of that time and just buy all of it and then go on. And I just wish that was an option.
Yeah. Jason has had some really interesting ideas on how to buy toys in future releases. He would love to see like a
store. He mentioned one that he wanted a store, and I think that is phenomenal. You could do a couple of cool things with that. Like you said, if you had a store lined up and I'm going to be honest, you know it too. Don't lie, even though I know they listen. That system is rigged. You will get a whole set, and you will have like the Tron car. Everything else is garbage. I mean, everything is topiary packs and townspeople that look like this, and an extra piece of block. And I'm like, dude, I don't need any of these things. I just want the car. You will go through. I guarantee you, and it happened to me a bunch. The car is always the last or the second to last. There is no way that is just convenient timing. So if they had a store and you could go through it, then bring it on. That'd be great. Even if you charged like 5 spins for something that was good, do it. That's a great idea. But I know it's rigged.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you know how many times I've almost thrown my 360 controller? I would have refreshed it where I was like, oh, there's these 3 items on the screen I want, so I'm going to spin on these, and so I'm spinning, and then I'm not paying attention, or I get confused and I accidentally refresh the page again after I've already used like 3 or 4 spins. That is the most infuriating thing to ever happen. So I think we should, yeah. And what would be cool about and you will know this better than I am, but what is it? The Emporium? Is that the thing on Main Street?
Yes.
So that's what the toy store should be, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, the Elias and Sons Emporium or whatever it's called. Yeah.
And it would be cool to have like virtual packaging. I think that would be really neat, even if it's just like you're seeing it on the shelf.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome scrolling it through. I mean, think about kind of how Monsters U works. When you go and you actually it's all of them, but like when you go to the little gift shop and you have to put a hat on the one character, it kind of goes through. It's like that on all of them. That'd be great. I think that'd be really cool to scroll through and see it lined up somewhere.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, those are awesome ideas. I love your likes, and I totally agree with your wants or could need improvement.
Thank you. My name is Steven, and I'm here for the next 4 minutes until the show is over. Tip your
Not yet.
No?
Not yet. No, because we're rolling into 2014. And so it couldn't be, we're not doing our normal holiday show. We figure most people are tired of listening to us ramble holiday stuff. And honestly, with New Year's, how much Disney Infinity talk could we have besides the toy boxes that we already talked about? So Steve and I were talking before the show, and we're just thought it might be kind of fun to what do we want to see out of Disney Infinity in 2014. I think I'll go and start things off, Steve, but I think the most obvious one is some DI2 news. Um, I think that it's almost a guarantee. Um, Here's the thing: we can guarantee Di2 is coming out. It took some time for Disney Infinity 1 to be developed. I don't expect it to take that long. I would not be surprised if it came out in 2014. In fact, I'm half expecting it to. Or
Are
maybe
you
I'm just
really?
wanting it to. Well, yes, and I'll tell you why. Normally, I wouldn't be so quick to say that, but because the next gen consoles are here, that is completely ignoring a segment of potential players right there. Granted, there's not as many, and a lot of Disney Infinity players may not want that necessarily. There may be families out there that are just fine with current gen. But I think that they need to get something out relatively quickly. It doesn't necessarily have to be a yearly release, but because they released it so late in the current gen, I think they're going to have to do it just to kind of catch up. Because Skylanders is already on next gen. Their Swap Force was just released, and they released it for both platforms, or current gen and next gen, not platforms. So.
Well, that's cool. You have a really realistic point of view on it. You have almost a marketing sort of point of view
Mhm.
on it, where you got to reach your target audiences, and if that's the quote unquote wave of the future, then you better get it now. And it was a weird sort of late release, and it did alienate that group. So that's a really good point. I think that that's probably the most realistic point of view you could have on it. I would never have thought it was going to be a yearly release, but maybe for 2 it would be just because of that.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: do you want it to be a yearly release?
No.
I don't either. I really don't. I think that they have learned a lot with Disney Infinity 1 as far as the release schedule goes. And so I think if there's enough content, then you could easily spread out playsets over 2 years and figures over 2 years. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
As-
I don't want to dilute it either. I like
mhm.
the idea of it being sort of more rare. It doesn't have to be like the iPhone where every September it comes out and you're just, oh, I missed it. It's now November. It's December now. Do I get the new one or do I wait for the next one? I don't
Yeah.
like how that's sort of a technology thing. I don't think it should be a game thing. It can be like that for hardware, but not for the software. I like the idea of it being every other year, except for this year, like you're talking about, getting
Yeah.
something out there for those new systems. I agree with. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, and the great thing about that either way though is that we're making an investment in Disney Infinity, and so everything we have purchased, with the exception of playsets, but all of the figures at least, and here's hoping the disc as well will work with every future iteration. So it's great to know. Just kind of commenting on that iPhone comment is like at least the good thing is like what we buy now we're still going to be able to use in the future, which is really good.
Agreed. Yep. Oh yeah.
So, what about you? Is there anything else Disney Infinity you would like to see in 2014?
Well, if they do have a new one coming out, then I would like to see D2 in the next year. But if not, and it is going to be later, I hope that we haven't seen the end of the characters, and I hope that Phineas and Ferb aren't the end. I think that they're riding a really
Hmm.
good wave of sort of momentum, and still there's energy, and keeping it alive like this every month, having a new one come out, I think is great. And if they just stop in March and they don't have another game come out for a while or anything else to be excited for, I think you're going to lose a lot of the enthusiasm. I'm a huge fan of this thing, obviously, but to be completely serious, if they stop completely and there's not new characters and new stuff every month or whatever,
Hmm.
I'll be honest, my interest could go down because there's about a week where I'm done playing it and whatever, I'm doing other
Yeah.
stuff, and then a new character comes out and bam, we rush, we go get it, back on, we use the character for the same crap that we did before, but now we're playing it again and all this other stuff, and I feel like if it takes a while and if Phineas and Ferb are the last ones, I think that they're going to lose a big momentum, and I think the
Yeah.
momentum is something very important. So, to take what you said, I agree that Disney Infinity 2 would be great. But if not, I just hope that they don't stop with the new things and they keep on bringing in new innovations. But saying I would like another toy set, because I like those a lot. And I'll just sum it up in one word, and it's not Groove. It could be Emperor's New Groove. But I'm talking one set. I just want a classic Disney set. And it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be obscure classic. It doesn't have to be Condor Man or something like that. It could be Disney Afternoon classic. It could be Darkwing Duck. It could be Snow White. It could be any of these ones. I want something old that they're turning into new.
Yeah.
I can't. I think that it would be spectacular to see a classic character in Disney Infinity form.
Well, and what would be so cool about that is that we all have our favorite classics, and there's a lot of classics that we have 10 favorite classics or 5 favorite classics, but just seeing one provides that hope that oh man, maybe this means that I can get that Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or that Cinderella or that Gargoyles.
Or that Alice character,
Hmm.
or any of those things. Absolutely. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be that classic. You can do something from the 90s.
Yeah.
You could do Princess and the Frog. I would still consider that classic. It's hand drawn. I think that something like that sort of keeps it alive, and I like that you just said it well. It gives you hope that there could be something. And I'll be serious. I would love to see. I talked about this on the Thanksgiving show. An Alice figure, because I
Mhm.
love her classic look. You already have the texture discs for it. That was really a cool move, but I would love to see something classic like that. I think that would be great. And I'm not even a really big fan of Alice in Wonderland, the movie. I just like how the characters look. So I would
Yeah.
love to see something like that integrated with this new modern stuff, because honestly, we have 3 out of the 5 sets are Pixar, I mean, and
Yeah.
which makes sense, but soon you're going to run out of Pixar stuff. You don't want
Yeah.
to,
And I,
you know,
I don't know about you, but I don't want to exhaust that catalog yet. I would rather, I mean,
absolutely
such
not.
a breadth.
I'm happy with the ones that they chose, but if they are going to do another one, I'm going to steal the Pixar post suggestion again, and I think that if they are doing another, Pixar one, I think it has to be Brave. I think that a Brave set would be phenomenal. You have a lot of characters, a lot of different areas, a lot of beautiful colors that you could use, and I think that would be a great one.
Well, and it's an adventure. I mean, it's the whole. Well, all movies are really, but
No, but
that.
it's different. You're right. It is. It's more of an adventure than a Wally.
Mhm.
You can do it differently, and I would love to see a Wally character more than anything. But I think that a Brave set would be completely great.
Yeah. Um, this is interesting. Chat room. Raf in the or no, yeah, Raf in the chat room said, "Don't you think Tiana should have been a townsperson in the game?"
Is she? She's not, is she?
I
Are you?
no, I never realized that, which is that's a shame and interesting.
That's almost an oversight.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I honestly I just assumed that she was, because I've seen all the other ones.
I know, and honestly, I don't pay that close attention to the townspeople because
Neither
there's
do
just
I.
like you said, there's so many of them. Um, I love the Princess and the Frog. I would love to see a something with that.
I I got to tell you, I was a late bloomer to that. At first, I was so annoyed that they were doing that. I don't know why. There's a weird moment in my life where I was like, this is not the new stuff. I want, the CGI, blah, blah, blah.
Oh
And I
yeah,
didn't see it for a while. Now I look back and I'm like, man, I was completely stupid. It's a brilliant movie. The characters are great. The voices are phenomenal. It's sad. It's heartwarming. I think that and it's widely loved. People love
Mhm.
it, like on a massive level. So I
Yeah.
agree. I think that that's really weird that she's not in there, even though that's not saying much, because I don't look at those townspeople for more than 2 seconds. A lot of times I pick them up and throw them, and that's the extent of my interaction with the townspeople.
Well, I found out from last week's show. I think it was Pirate Steve. It might have even been you, but I didn't realize there's an Olaf townsperson. That actually made
I,
my day.
yeah, I didn't know. I still don't know where to find it though.
I saw it randomly today when I was playing the one of the Frozen. I think it was the Frozen racetrack.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go in there. Is there something I
So
can add to my regular toy box?
yes,
Okay.
yep, you sure can. So the chat room is saying that they would like more waves, more personal abilities, and more power disc, and for 2014. And again, whether we know about all of them or not, those are small things that can be added, at least for future stuff, to increase that longevity of releases. Where maybe we don't get a figure release this month, but we know there's 3 new packs or 3 new discs that are coming out.
Absolutely.
Something.
That's kind of what I was saying. I didn't mean to say
Hmm.
characters, but something. And to tag on what they're saying, I think it would be great to get a new one that you can use in a playset that isn't the same thing over and over again. Hey, possible invincibility, and it's going to help you get more coins. I don't know
Yeah.
what you could do, but a little more variety on that end would be great. But that takes some creativity that I'm not in the realm of. I don't know what you could do, in a playset to help out. You can't add cards from other things and whatever that would affect the game, but I like that too.
I meant to mention this a few minutes ago when we were talking about Disney Infinity 2 and why it makes sense. With the longevity argument, so with everything, at this point we know everything's on the disc. Well, last gen they were on DVDs, which are at about 7.8 gigs of data. Now the new next gen are all Blu-rays, and so you're looking at 45 to 60 gigs of data. So imagine how much more. I mean, there's two years easily of release information right there that you can now include on disc. Where I think you would be hard pressed currently to have that ability. I think you might have to dip your toe into DLC releases for some stuff on DVDs.
Yep, I agree.
So.
Interesting.
Oh, Steve C. Fan said that Olaf is one of the treasure vaults from Anna figure. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realize.
Well, no, I just love that someone's actually still using that, and it's not my mom. It's definitely not my wife.
He said Olaf is a treasure vault spin for the Anna figure. That's cool. That explains why I haven't seen him.
Yeah, where do you find that, man? Like today I saw it, and I was like, oh, switch it out. And as soon as you switch her out, the treasure box goes away. What's the deal?
So I can tell. So it's all random. It has nothing to do with what character you have on there. Here's a little Inside Infinity tip, and this is the fastest way I've found to do it. You just create a new toy box with a with the starter block, the relatively big block.
Yeah.
So you might have to travel around that block a little bit. I found smaller blocks. Sometimes they wouldn't. The vaults wouldn't pop as quickly. So this is what I did, is I started a new box with that initial block. I put on Buzz's jetpack just so I could get there fast enough. Go to whatever vault currently exists, even if it's not the character that you're trying to get. So if you're Anna, for example, and you're waiting for the Anna vault, just go to whatever vault's there, click the play video, and then immediately end the play video, and then the vault will disappear and the new vault will show up someplace. It won't be in the same spot.
Okay, and it'll be of the character that you're trying to use?
No, again, it's random, so it's just going to pop eventually. So you probably, like when I was reviewing the Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope ones, I literally probably did that for like 30 minutes, and it was so annoying. But the more, right now we don't have nearly as many figures that are yet to be released, so you should have a lot of those vaults unlocked already. So
right, okay, cool.
When it probably just timed out, because generally you have enough time to put whatever figure on there, so you may have just got there too late and the time ran out.
Okay, cool. All right, so. I like it. I'll do that later. I spent a week and a half getting all of my characters up to 15 on those fans. I think I can dedicate some time to get their box, the vaults open.
Yes. So I still haven't done that, but that's not important.
It's time consuming, man. You have to literally know when you're going to go out to dinner, put them on there, tape it down so that that it's still spinning while you're gone, or do it before you go to bed, because it takes forever to do it. It takes some time, man.
I should have, if I was smart, for our 25-hour marathon, I just would have played split screen the whole time and had a second figure always on there.
Which is what we do. When every time my daughter plays, we turn on the other one and I just put it on a fan and go. Then she gets bored. She starts shooting me with the sticky hand and ruins it for me.
In breaking news, Steve, there is a fight going on in the chat room. So now the coolest member of the chat room is not the Steve C. fan. It's William Fanatic, LOL.
Oh, no,
so,
this is ridiculous.
Sorry, Steve C. fan, you have been dethroned.
Oh, this is bull. Someone out there listening, log in. I'm going to do it myself.
Hey, it's not even me because my name's still there.
What's the name for this place again? How do I get here?
You're horrible. It's InsideDisneyInfinity.com/live.
There it is. I already have it favorited. Don't give me a hard time. William fan, whatever your name is.
William Fanac said it's for him. It's not that time consuming. He says he watches a single TV show and after 30 minutes, a character's done.
Come on, who said that?
My favorite fan, William Fanatic.
You can tell that that's him because that's completely inaccurate. It takes a lot longer than a 30-minute show. Ban that guy. Ban him. Ban him from the show. Steve C. fan should be the only voice in this room.
The funny part is at this point, I could care less about the levels only because I have all the spins in the world I could possibly want because there's nothing else to unlock. But I do want to see their gold statues and the Hall of Heroes because that is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's also kind of neat seeing some diversity in your Hall of Heroes and seeing some silver, some bronze, and gold figures in there.
William Fanatic, LOL. Come on. Hey, how am I? What am I? Am I just showing up now?
I'm guessing you're VGP 1752 because you just
No.
said Steve C is the best by a long shot.
No way. I would never be that big of a hack. But just if I was VGP 1752, how would I change my name?
I don't know.
Okay. Hey, Rube.
I just entered my name. You enter your name when you log in, so you can refresh the page.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not me asking. That's somebody else.
Oh.
Anyway, this has been a brilliant show.
It has been. It has been. So we have lots to look forward to in Disney Infinity 2014. Lots to look forward to for Inside Infinity. Steve C is going to be a regular on the show if he hasn't already been for a while now. But we have some changes for the show, and we hope that they're almost as exciting to you as Disney Infinity 2 is. So be on the lookout for that. Steve C, before we start wrapping things up, do you have any last-minute things you want to say besides how awesome your fan is in the chat room?
No, I
don't like your new name, by the way.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm looking at your other pages. Sorry, what was that?
I was just saying, is there any last-minute things you want to say before I ban you from the show forever? Here's your last chance.
This is the greatest thing. Now I'm having fun on both screens. This is awesome.
You're mind blown.
Bad. No, I have nothing else. This was a really fun show.
It was.
I like this. Not that I don't like Jason, but what am I going to say?
Do you have any last-minute Australian Vegemite jokes or accents you want to? I love how you said, I don't know what, but something, the dingo ate something. That part.
The dingo ate your baby. Come on.
Yeah, but you didn't say baby, and that was really.
What did I say? It was something else. Yeah, you're right. I was using my best Seinfeld impression for it, and I butchered that as well.
Oh. Well, buddy, thank you so much for joining the last show of the year. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. This is a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So for those interested, like I said, you can check out the show every Monday night, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Arizona time. You can check us out live, InsideDisneyInfinity.com/live. You can also check out the show.
How do you do it? How do you do it, man? How do you do the Pirate Steve? I can't get one eyebrow to go up unless I completely... See, you have to close one eye. How does he do it with both eyes open?
Well, he's a pirate.
This is kind of painful, actually. Hold on, I'm looking at the camera at the same time. One is up. That's about. Here's my Pirate Steve impression right here. Ready? Hold on a second. Let me get it right. Okay. Villains are the best. Is that right? Something like that?
No, that was horrible.
How was that? Was that good? No?
No, that was. Can I try? I don't think I'll do as good, but I want to try.
Come on.
No.
Come on, there it is. You got it. Get closer to
Jones. Davy Jones. Did you see it? Because I swear to you, my video went out on my screen.
Well, it went out on your screen to save you what we just went and saw. Saving you. No, that was amazing.
See, who needs... I think one episode is just going to be you and me, but we're going to have, like, different hats, and it's going to... Yeah, we're going to have to do the entire show. It's going to be the two-man show of 5 different people, so we'll have to be God, Lloyd, and we could be like, Lloyd talks really low, so we can
He does.
do this. And you can be your pirate.
His camera's always right in front of him, really well lit. He's got his glasses. He's like, hey, everybody, this is Lloyd. I'm Canadian, and all I tweet about is hockey and the Jets. So, yeah. And then occasionally he looks over to the side at his monitor, and then he's like, yeah, well, I do like all of my Wii characters behind me. I like Mario. My name is Lloyd, and I'm Canadian. That's kind of how Lloyd's goes. I can do the Lloyd character on the show, okay?
Okay, you have Lloyd. I'll try Pirate Steve, and I'll just do Davy Jones Laka. And we can take turns being Jason.
I like it. Yeah, we could take turns doing the Jason one.
Oh, Rafa said it looks like Pirate Steve bit me, and I'm another Steve. Not another. Oh. Anyway, you can
Brilliant.
also check out the show on iTunes. Just look for Inside Disney Infinity on there, or Stitcher Radio, because we are on there. And Stitcher Radio is device agnostic, so you can listen to it wherever you want, whether you're on Windows, Android, or iOS. So check us out there. Check out Vinylmation Kingdom. Check out their Facebook group. It's not only a great site, and they have a Blue Sky series that I really love. They released the Tron one this week. Last week was a Prep and Landing, and the week before that was a Nightmare Before Christmas. So check out their website, vinylmationkingdom.com, or /Facebook/ Whoa, let's try that again. Facebook.com/groups/VK Infinity and Beyond. Also check out DisneyInfinityFans.com, a great community with lots of great conversation over there. 3 of the top 5 toy boxes of the year actually were from Disney Infinity Fan Forum members, which is just pretty impressive. So check out them. We mentioned Lloyd. He runs the VG Podcast Network. That's vgpodcast.com. We are the only show on his network that is not produced by him, although he is a regular on the show. So you can find the show there every week. So make sure you check us out there. If you want to reach out to Steve C., Pirate Steven, Lloyd, Jason, wow. Man, there's too many of us. Or myself, you can email us at info@InsideDisneyInfinity.com. That's it. That's my spiel.
Let's be honest. Is anyone ever going to reach out to Jason?
Maybe if they want to learn where they can get a case of Vegemite.
A case of Vegemite.
Maybe they can cut him a deal.
Yes, you can get a Vegemite discount.
Oh, Steve, I really appreciate you coming on, buddy. This is a lot of fun.
No, thanks, man. It was a blast.
So, everyone in the chat room, thank you so much. Stick around. We're going to have a little bit of an after show even after we roll the credits. So, make sure you stick around because obviously I'm about to throw down once I change my name. Steve C is going to wish he was never born.
And I'm about to go to bed. Will, I don't want to be a part of this. You guys are vicious in this room.
Oh, all right, guys. Well, that is going to pretty much wrap us up for the evening. Everyone, have a great rest of your week. Happy New Year's. We hope you had a Merry Christmas. And until next time, hope your week is filled with infinite possibilities. Bye, everyone. Silence. And we're done.
Excellent job.
Sorry, I wasn't telling you silence. I was saying awkward silence again because I was not queued up.
Oh, I thought you were. Silencio! Silence! No more talking from you, Steven.
No, that was totally my bad. I feel bad. I feel like half the times when I'm talking to you, like, it comes out rude unintentionally. I mean, except when you say Will sucks, then it's like, okay, I'm going to try to be as rude as I possibly
I'm going to be
can.
rude back. That's right. Will is...
I like how we're both gosh, I don't even know what I just changed my gamer tag. Never.
No, dude, and you never come off rude. That last show I felt like I talked too much. This one I felt more fun. This was more organic. I like it.
No worries, man. It's
show sounded way better than last week. Must have been a good podcast for Susanna. See? Steve C.
What did you say? The show sounded way better than last week.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's cool. Because the only thing I got was a new shock mount. I got some other things, but that's the only thing I've implemented now. But see, when I bang on the door or bang on my desk, you still hear that, but it's not from vibration.
Yes, I still hear it. Do you hear how I clap loudly into the microphone? You see how you hear it?
As the meter just spiked and we peaked.
Yeah.
William Fanatic, I feel weird saying that. I do have a PS3, but I actually just sold my I didn't sold. I gave my PS3 copy away unopened to my boss, so he could give them to his kids for Christmas. So
Smooth move.
Well, I was trying to share that his son's really into. I think I mentioned this last week, but his son's really into Minecraft, and so I'm kind of interested in hearing his perspective once he gets the game and plays around with it a little bit. I think I might be able to get a PS3 copy eventually, but um, yeah, I still regret because I had that version when we did the Extra Life marathon, and I just was too lazy and too busy preparing for everything else to crack it open so we could all play together.
Yeah, you seemed a little bit stressed about that. Not stressed, but just rushed to get it all put together. So.
Oh man, it was like everything at the last minute, like things started happening, which is great. I mean, turned out to be great, which again reminds me we still have 2 more interviews to run from that event. I'll be running one this Thursday. But yeah, I know you were part of them. So you were part of one. Actually, there's one that you weren't a part of, and that guy, his name's Matthew. I can't. I'm embarrassed. I don't know his last name, but he's actually a New York Times bestseller. Not
Oh
artist. I
yeah,
mean,
I
not
remember this.
author, but he's an artist. And he's pretty awesome guy. So I can't wait
Oh,
to
very
roll
cool.
that interview. And then the last one we'll roll is Chad Liddell, friend of the show, and you talked to him actually, really cool guy.
Is that the angry waterfish or the angry anemone or
No,
whatever his name
that
is?
was mutated jellyfish. We already rolled his interview.
Yeah, I know. I just think
Worth.
of the name.
I love it. Each week it's something different. So we hope the guys in the chat room had fun. It sounds like they did. They've been making fun of us. Well, making fun of you and me. I guess that would be us, but I mean by their
This
names.
is, you know what? This is this room is really freaking funny. I wish you didn't point this out to me because for the whole last 5 minutes of the show, I was messing with them and reading this. I was like, oh
That's,
yeah, I forgot I'm still doing something here. What the hell is going on?
I'm like, is there any
What?
last minute things you want to say, Steve? This is Steve.
I'm like typing, huh? Yeah, yeah, I like Infinity.
Well,
Yeah,
I think if it makes you feel any better, because I try to keep an eye on the chat room and respond as much as I can. There's times when you'll say something and I'll be like, I have no idea what Steve just said, and my response will be like something like, "Yeah, I agree," and then I'll just say something, and I hope it aligns to what you just said. Otherwise, it's gonna be like, "This guy's a complete jerk. You did
sweet,
not
dude.
hear a word I just said."
I am absolutely gonna listen for that the next time it's just you and me on here. I'm gonna watch your face and I'm gonna see when you leave. And I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Yeah,
So
that's all right. I saw you texting. I was half wondering if you were
I
texting
wasn't
me.
texting. I was not texting at all. I was
Were you
over.
looking up sports scores?
Well, no. What you were talking about was the list of the toy boxes. So I had my
Hmm.
phone up and I was finding the toy boxes from the email that you sent me earlier. I
Oh,
have it on my screen.
okay.
I would never text while I'm on the show with you. That's offensive.
Steve C. Fan, that is one of 2 Jack Skellington posters. I'm embarrassed to admit the other one is hiding behind another dresser. I need to get it framed. I'm not good about framing stuff, so he's asking when I'm gonna hang that Jack Skellington poster instead of him hiding behind
Yeah,
the Lone
he's been
Ranger
over there
there.
for a long time. Yeah,
It's pretty
you need to
funny.
get on it, man.
Well,
Come on.
before I had to bed, it was the only thing in this room.
That is
So,
true. Yep. Uh,
oh,
I like this guy. Why is he
uh,
William fanatic? I like him a lot. You need to switch sides, dude, because you are saying some
okay.
brilliant things in here.
He knows what's best. That's why he's Williams fanatic.
Come on, where's Steve C. fan? Come on, man. Oh, he's in there. Okay, yeah. Come on, speak up.
Uh,
All right, dude. Hey,
William Fanatic, you're saying you should have a chat room Google Hangout too. What do you mean by that?
getting all of these people involved too because they're freaking funny, and one of them changed their name to Steve C. fan in the middle of the show.
That's true.
I think that person should have a show as well. I,
That's true. And Rafa, you should take back your apology. Steve does not deserve an apology for anything because he's a
no,
jerk.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been a jerk to anybody, especially you, Will.
You know, back in the day when the show was still really new, we had a community hangout. We might have to do that again and just get some random people in here. Well, record it for posterity's sake, but just get everyone in here just to chat. That would be fun. Not have it be structured, but that way you can we can have the William fanatic and the Steve C fan go at it and just see. I think they should. Oh, you know what they should do? Since they can't do a dance off, they should spit rhymes.
Oh,
That's
this
what I
is
think.
you have potential. Yes, Steve C fan. I swear to you, You just wait till the next show is on here. I will be wearing a shirt that says Steve C fan. Steve C fan.
I thought you were gonna say Steve is greater than Will. That's what he said. These guys are awesome.
That's what I'm
You guys
telling you.
rock.
This is a distractingly funny show. I can't.
I know who Rafa is, but everyone else, you should email info@InsideDisneyInfinity.com and tell us who you are, because I would love to know if you're Twitter followers of us.
Yeah, and if I find out that Steve C fan is really my sister, I'll be pissed. Honestly, if I find out that it's my sister watching the show.
She did say you should call your mom, or that person did say that you need to call your mom in the chat room. I swear to you.
Hey, are you Steve C fan? Are you Bonnie? Are you my sister?
That's gonna be awesome. Here's the thing, Steve. I don't have a sister, so we know mine is not.
I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous here. Who are you? Tell me that you're not. Please don't say that you're a friend of mine or I'm related to you. If so, I lose a lot of credibility. Come on, Steve C fan. I'm watching this chat. Please tell me that you're not my sister.
Oh, if it is, then they're probably enjoying making you sweat a little bit.
Oh no, this is gonna suck if it is. No.
I forgot. Well, Will and Steve, what's your Twitter? I'm at ILIAM. Liam. I don't know if Steve wants to tell his. Do you want to tell your Twitter?
Yeah, I put it up there. Stephen Krellen. That's right.
The show is. Oops. Hi, Dude.
He just said, "Look how she isn't responding." I know that. I know.
You're making you nervous.
Yeah, this whole time I've been like, cool, someone likes me, and then I'm like, it's my stupid sister. Oh, but she's laughing. See how Rob is doing it too.
It was your, wasn't it your brother-in-law that sent you the picture?
Yeah, while he was watching the show on the toilet, which is why I think it's one of them. Wait a minute, I see a smiley face.
Oh no! Oh, I think it's your sister.
Oh no! Don't be my sister. I thought for a second someone actually liked me. What a. Oh. There's too much. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to bed. I'm leaving this group. I'm about to be very upset.
You're embarrassed.
I am embarrassed.
Buddy, thank you again for joining.
Hey, thank you, man.
Thanks, chat room. We're gonna end the broadcast now. Hold on just a second, Steve, while we before. But everyone, seriously, thanks for joining us. This was a lot of fun. This is the most people we've had in the chat room. So, Steve, you must have fans. Like I said, this is the most we've ever had. So.
My sister and her boyfriend, who's watching the show from the toilet, like that one other show.
Well, that's probably William Fanatic. So I reach everywhere.
It's awesome. One of them's her, and one of them is him.
All right, everyone. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.